November 24th, 1971. The day before Thanksgiving, a quiet man in a black suit boards a Northwest Orient flight with a briefcase. He orders a bourbon, lights a cigarette, and then calmly hands the flight attendant a note. "I have a bomb." Within hours, he collects $200,000 in cash, demands 4 parachutes, and forces the plane back into the air. Somewhere over the freezing forests of the Pacific Northwest, he jumps into a storm at night. No body was ever found, no confirmed identity, and the money almost completely vanished. Was he a trained military expert? Did he survive the fall? Or did he plan the perfect disappearance? This is the only skyjacking in U.S. history that remains unsolved, and the mystery only gets stranger from here. November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. A well-dressed man in his 40s buys a one-way ticket at Portland Airport under the name Dan Cooper. Calm, polite, unremarkable. He boards the plane, takes a seat near the back, orders a bourbon and soda, and then passes a note to the flight attendant. She thinks it's a phone number. She ignores it. He leans close and whispers, "You'd better read that. I have a bomb." She reads it. Her face goes pale. He demands $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. The airline pays. The FBI scrambles. The passengers sit completely unaware. Once the plane lands, Cooper releases everyone, keeps only a skeleton crew, and orders the pilot back into the sky. Then somewhere over the dark forests of Washington state, he jumps. Fighter jets were trailing the aircraft. Radar was watching. Search teams flooded hundreds of miles of Pacific Northwest wilderness. They found nothing. No body, no parachute, almost no money. The FBI investigated over 1,000 suspects across 45 years before quietly closing the case in 2016, with no answer. The only physical clue ever found? In 1980, a small boy playing near the Columbia River dug up a bundle of rotting $20 bills. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom. That's it. That's all. Experts believe he likely didn't survive. The jump was at night, in a freezing rainstorm over dense forest, wearing a business suit and loafers. But if he died out there, where's the body? Where's the parachute? Where's the rest of the $200,000? Nobody knows. And that question has haunted the FBI for over half a century. D.B. Cooper was never caught, never identified, never found. But somehow, he became a legend. Songs written about him, movies made. A small town in Washington still holds an annual D.B. Cooper Festival to this day. Because whether he lived or died out there in those dark woods, he did something no one had ever done before, and no one has ever done since. He beat the entire system. He outsmarted the FBI. He walked, or fell, right into the American myth. Maybe he crashed into those trees and was swallowed by the wilderness forever. Or maybe, just maybe, he landed safely, buried the money, and lived out a quiet, ordinary life, smiling every time his name appeared on the news. We will probably never know the truth. And somehow, that's exactly the point. D.B. Cooper, the man who jumped into the dark and became immortal.